What is the secret to maintaining attraction and passion in relationships? What makes that undeniable spark that draws people together like magnets?
Well, the secret is called polarity. Physical and emotional connections thrive in relationships with a clear polarity between partners. It is like an invisible force that drives them together. Opposing masculine and feminine energies, when embraced in a relationship, create the spark of sexual energy. The more distinct the sexual polarity, masculine versus feminine energy, the stronger the attraction becomes.
In essence, our sexual desire is often drawn to that which we are not. Similar to the dynamics of two magnets, the presence of opposing energies result in a mutual sexual attraction. So, however, if one type of energy is strong while the other one is weak or missing, the likelihood of mutual attraction decreases. And many relationship problems can be traced back to this phenomenon, which we refer to as depolarization.
For example, if a feminine woman finds herself with a feminine man, they can get along great, but the magnetic pull of sexual attraction may be lacking. Regardless of gender, successful relationships with intimate connection and sexual attraction embody this magnetic force. In same-sex relationships, a similar dynamic is often observed, with one partner having more masculine and the other having a more feminine energy. So let's talk about how the polarization happens and how we can avoid this common issue and increase relationship polarity.
Depolarization of masculine energy can happen when the masculine partner becomes overly passive, lacks initiative and direction, fails to lead, has weak boundaries and doesn't stand up for himself, or overly relies on their partner to take care of them.
And depolarization of feminine energy can happen when the feminine partner assumes a dominant role in the relationship, avoids vulnerability, overanalyzes and overcriticizes their partner, competes with their masculine partner instead of complementing, or is overly independent and deny his support.
So the first step in increasing relationship polarity is to understand the interplay between masculine and feminine energies in the romantic relationship and embrace your core energy. When you become able to embrace your core energy, be it masculine or feminine in your relationship, you will be able to give your authentic self to your partner or attract a compatible partner. It's important to mention that we all have both feminine and masculine energy within ourselves, and we need to utilize them in different aspects of our lives. But when it comes to our romantic relationships and how we interact with our partner, we need to embrace and express our true core energy in order to maintain this romance and sexual attraction.
So I had a client with a feminine core energy. She enjoyed being feminine. This was naturally her dominant energy and she liked being with a masculine partner. She was also a businesswoman and had her own marketing agency. So in her work, she needed to adopt some masculine qualities like being logical, analytical and discerning when making decisions. But at home with her husband, she was able to soften up into her feminine energy. She allowed him to make decisions and she trusted his leadership, being receptive to his support. So even though she needed to utilize a lot of her masculine qualities at work, in her romantic relationship, she was able to act mostly from her feminine energy, and because of that, the polarity and passion between her and her husband was really strong.
On the other side, let's say a man might repeat a pattern to act from his feminine energy. When it comes to making plans or decisions, he often derails the decision to the woman, leaving her to take the lead and be responsible for organizing their activities. When she suggests going out for dinner or planning a weekend getaway, he typically responds with indecision or a lack of enthusiasm. This This pattern of behavior creates feelings of frustration and disappointment for her as she longs for him to take a more active role in planning and participating in their shared experiences. Additionally, his lack of direction and purpose in his personal life highlights the imbalance in their relationship. He struggles to articulate the goals, the aspirations, and he feels lost and uncertain about his and their path forward. So, without a clear sense of direction or purpose, he relies heavily on her for emotional support and validation, rather than on cultivating his own sense of self confidence and autonomy. As a result, the dynamic between them is in danger, with her assuming the role of a primary decision maker and anchor in their relationship.
So, in this case, in order to address these issues and restore balance in the relationship, two of them need to engage in open and honest communication about their respective needs and expectations. He could work on asserting himself more confidently and taking a more active role in planning and decision making, while she can offer supports and encouragements as he explores his own goals and aspirations. I find it important to reinforce that we have both feminine and masculine energies within ourselves, which have different characteristics and qualities we need in our lives. But it is important that we know how to identify which is our primary leading energy and how to interact from this place in our romantic relationships. So here are some examples of characteristics of healthy feminine and masculine energies. Feminine energy is often driven by emotions, intuitive, nurturing, receptive, creative, free-flowing, soft, and radiant.
And masculine energy is often active, driven by logic, focused, structured, grounded, and with a clear sense of direction.
And here are some examples of how you can apply the law of polarity in your relationship if you are the feminine partner. Learn that you don't have to do everything on your own. Let your masculine partner help and support you. Express how much you appreciate their efforts to help you. Authentically express your feelings and emotions. Be open to receive compliments, kindness, and support. Appreciate your partner's efforts to make you feel special. Embrace your playful sides and prioritize self-care to nurture your feminine energy.
And here is some examples of how you can apply the law of polarity in your relationship if you are a masculine partner. Communicate your intentions, limits, and expectations assertively. Learn to listen. Active listening makes your feminine partner feel seen and understood. When they share about something that is bothering them, allow them time to fully express themselves without immediately offering a solution. Then ask if they want your opinion or if they just needed your presence. And take initiative and be proactive in planning romantic dates, making decisions, and leading when appropriate.
Remember, it is not about one energy being better than the other. It is about finding the perfect balance, just like a dance, where you complement each other's moves, creating a harmonious and fulfilling flow.
So this is it for the video, but if you want to find out if the person you are with is the one for you, click the video that is showing somewhere on the screen, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.